Hey, welcome back everyone. My name is Trap. Today I want to go over a couple things that I've been working on with you guys. So let's take a look at this really quick. Today's topic is we're going to talk about a new tool that I've been working on called Gits. It is a Git repository group manager. It helps you efficiently clone in repositories and delete them and track them all through a configuration of a simple YAML file. So without further ado, let's get into some demonstrations and stuff that we're going to work on. So the product itself is hosted at GitHub. We can see that right here really quick. And we're going to be using some commands off this page. So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to actually install the product. I'm going to show how it works. Then we're going to make some changes to some of the files on the file system. And then we're going to remove the product to show you that this tool is completely self-contained, safe for you to use, and all the caveats and all of the components that you're going to need to use this program are all taken care of through the installer script. I would encourage you to look at the installer script just so you make sure you understand what it's doing before you just randomly run it on your computer. Okay, so we're going to install the program. I probably already have it installed on my computer, so let's go ahead and start by uninstalling it, and then we'll install it right away. So we're going to hop over to the other session, and we're going to go to the GitHub page, which is over here. We're going to grab the uninstall link, just copy that, go back to our main buffer, and we're going to paste that link in. And we're just going to run the uninstall. So it's removed everything from my system. So if I do the which gits, it's not installed. Now we can copy paste again if we want, but I'm going to be a little bit lazy. So I'm just going to go to the end and I'm going to get rid of these two characters here and I'm going to run the install program. There it comes. We've just installed it. Okay, so I can uninstall it and install it really, really quick. And you're going to see here, if you look at the install script itself, it's going to show you all the packages I am using. I have written this in Python. It does require Python 3. I've only tested this on Linux-based distributions. So I have not tried to use this on a Windows-based system. So let's take a look at the help and see what we get. So we'll clear screen and we'll do gits-help. And there we can see the commands that we're running. So it looks pretty easy. So we can do a clean, a clone, a convert, delete, list, pull, and status. So let's just take a quick look and see what repos I have set up by default. So we will use the gits pull list command. So this is telling you the name of the repo groups. And a repo group can have more than one repository in that repo. So we'll do a verbose command, and we're going to see that there are several things that are in that particular repo group that we're going to pull. So let's pop back over to our main session, and we're going to go open this file right here, and we're going to go right to it. Now let's take a look at the repo locations file, which is driving what Gits is actually operating on. So we'll hop over to our editor, and we're going to review this particular file right here. So this file is pretty straightforward. It's a very, very simple YAML file, and you can see I've got a group called editor. I can specify the root of that location. So I'm going to clone things into a directory off of my root called editor, and I'm going to do some repositories. There's going to be lazyvim, lazyinvim, etc. I've got FCF coming in, and I'm going to have its root at FCF, and I'm going to do Hyperland, and I'm going to do some plugins. So I've got some plugins that I'm doing, and I've got my Trap is my stuff that I'm using for other things I want to demonstrate in this demo. But notice that we also can mark something as do not delete. We can mark it as do not delete true or false. The default is if you don't specify it, it will get deleted. So I want to show all those commands here in just a sec. So here we go. So we're going to hop over to our demo window. Our coda window is good enough. And so we're going to start off with just a clone. So we're going to do gits clone. And now it is running in parallel in the background. So it does use 4 threads. There are 4 subtasks that are actually being run to clone all these things. So you can see they're actually pulling things down from these different locations. The output right now is going to be a little bit mangled because the way the console output is working as I'm doing things in the background. Right now I'm not trying to group all the output per the location that is being cloned. So you're going to see these are pretty quick. On my environment anyway, it's not too bad. NeoVim is kind of bulky. That's probably the biggest thing I'm doing right now as far in terms of files being cloned. When that's done, we'll be right back. Okay, the cloning operation took place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the whole thing at this point. Now this time what we're going to do is we're going to actually time it. See how long it takes to write. I'm going to delete everything. Possibly. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we deleted a bunch of stuff. So from the editor, we deleted 4. That's great. We also removed the group. That's great. We deleted FCF. Boom, 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 boom. Uh-oh, we didn't delete this guy right here because some things were not marked for delete. So trap, we didn't get something deleted there. So let's see if we can get a little more details on that. So what we'll do is we'll add the R flag, which is telling it the actual repo group that I want to operate on. So I'm going to do this on trap. Okay, now it's telling me it's not empty. Okay, fine. Let's go take a look at that directory so we see where it moved things to. So if we go to the trap directory, we're going to see we got gits and we got mvms didn't get deleted. Okay, great. Let's go over to this other window. I'm sorry, go back to this window here, and we'll see that in trap it said do not delete. Okay, do not delete, do not delete. This one was true and that one was false. Now let's play with this for just a minute. I want to show you how powerful the delete is and how smart how I try to make the delete actually safe for you to use. So I'm going to just grab randomly another repository. So we're going to do something really brutal right now. We're going to actually move the trap directory. I'm going to remove the whole thing. Boom, it's gone. Now that's just an operating system command. We just removed it. Let's clone that one back. And this time when we're going to clone it, we are going to use the verbose flag. Now we're going to see a little bit more information about the cloning operation. So we're seeing where we're cloning, we're seeing where things are going. Great, got it, went into our directory, and we've got stuff in here. Great, and we have four repos. So let's add a repository that NVMS doesn't know anything about. So we'll just clone something really quick. So I've got something called a wiki. We'll just clone my wiki, get it in here, and we're going to run this command really fast and see what it does. Now, every command has a verbose option. So if I do gits, that ran a status across all repositories, typical Unix stuff. It doesn't output unless unless it encountered an error. But if I run the same command, it's defaulting to status, and I do the verbose. Now it went across these things and told me, hey, these things aren't cloned yet. This guy is cloned. And also it understands there is a repository that's there, but it's not part of the repo locations file. So let's take a look at that really quick. So in the repo locations file, we see there's the alias, but we don't see in this file, we don't see wiki. So that repo is not explicitly referenced, but the status operation, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to be able to show you that also this is just a typical YAML file. So we can put spaces in the file. We can make it more readable if you want to. It's going to parse it correctly. So we go back to this list. We got this trap thing that's got some clean on it. Let's try to delete it. We're going to go ahead and use the verbose flag as well. So it's the gits delete. Repo location is trap. And we're going to do a V. Okay, look at this. It skipped these files. It's because it's reading the do not delete. But also notice it skipped this one because it's not listed. So it's smart enough to say, hey, I'm not going to delete anything that I don't know about. So I have to manually do that action. But this is also interesting. So we're going to operate just on the trap repo again. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to ask for a status. Now because we've deleted things, it's already told me that things aren't cloned. Okay, that's fine. Let's clone again, see what happens. So if we clone again, clone it again, it's going to clone, but notice it didn't clone them all. It says, hey, these guys already exist. I'm going to bypass those files. That's cool. So if we go back and ask for that status again, now we got the status of everything, and it's telling me everything is clean. What does that mean? It's clean. It means there's nothing checked out. It means there's not any untracked files or edited files or anything like that. So we're going to hop into Vimtech for a minute. So it's just a repo. We're going to hop in here, and there's a bunch of files in here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to edit the README. README file. And all we're going to do is, in this file, we're going to add some blank lines. That's it. So we can see if we do a typical git status, we're going to see that there is a, git status, got to spell it right. Okay, so we can see there's a file that's modified. Okay, that's cool. So let's ask gits to do the same thing. So we're going to say gits status -r trap -verbose. Oh, look, it knows I've got a modified file. Okay, that's cool. So let's do a touch A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and let's run the same command again. Oh, look, it recognizes that I've got added files. Well, that's kind of first. So let's modify the file. Visuals, we're going to do the same thing. Got a bunch of blank lines and it's good. And we're going to stash it. Okay, so we got a stash. So if we do a get status, we see that kind of information, which makes sense. Now we're going to run our command. We're going to run the gets command, which is our synchronizer status program. We're going to ask the same thing. And look at what we got. We got everything going on there. Way cool. So we modified some files. We've touched some files. We put something in the stash. So let's go back and check and see that, yep, we got a clean directory for Arch, for Gits, for NVMS, but Vemtech has been modified. We got a README file that's been modified. We've got some new files that are not being tracked, and we have something that's in the stash. So what happens if we want to get rid of all this stuff? We just kind of want to reset it, if you will. So if we go back to our gits help, we're going to see that we have a clean command. So let's run that clean command and see what it's doing. So if we do a gits clean -r trap -v, because I want verbose outputs to see what's going on. Okay, so the head has been dealt with, cleaned, clean, removing files, boom, 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 boom. Everything's good. Now let's go back to that directory. Not touch the stash. So I'm not sure yet I want to get rid of stash. I'd like your comments and feedback. Let me know if you think I should add a feature that when I'm actually cleaning the directory, if I should also get rid of the stash. Right now I've been taking that more, that's on a manual thing, so I get things stashed, but I want to manually stash them. So I'm going to we're going to leave this file alone for just a minute. And we're going to show you another trick, another thing that happens. So let's go and do a we're going to add those files back again. So we're going to do a touch, A, B, C, D, E, that's good enough. And we're doing a get status. Okay, we'll run the get status and we'll run this one and see that it's going to tell us the output. We're in the particular group called trap, and the modified Vemtech has been modified, and we got some stashing going on, and we got some other stuff going on. Well, let's do a pull. Let's do a get pull and see what happens. So we're going to do a gits pull, and we're going to pull the repo-r trap, and we're going to do verbose on that. Okay, cool. Uh-oh. So it did everything down here, and we got some ready output. So again, this is, right now I've got things going multi-threaded, so the output looks a little kind of weird because I'm not trying to synchronize it all into the same context. So if we go into that particular repo, what it did try to do is it left those untracked files alone. I don't have, my stash is also left alone. But let's go back and modify the README file again. And we're going to modify the README file. And we'll just put some blank lines in here. And then we're going to do that pull again. Saved working directory index, blah, 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 right? So we actually are aware that there was a file that was being tracked. And so because we were tracking a file, we stashed it and then we did the pull, but we leave the stash alone at that point. So if we go back and do our get status again, that would be a change word, status. We're going to see that we have two things going, we got two things stashed. Okay. So if you just do a pull and you've got work in progress, then this tool is going to stash it for you. If you then run your status command, it's going to show you that stuff has been stashed. So that's kind of the reason I haven't been popping the stash, because you might be doing multiple things and have decided, I got a bunch of files, I just want to get back to a known state, but I'm not going to touch the stash. Would appreciate your comments on that if you think I should be doing that. So if we take and do bring up that back up, and we do, if we do type correctly, change word, clean, and then we go back and do status, we're going to see that the stash is still there. That's by design right now. So if I want to get rid of the stash, it's just get stash clear. And in this case, it's a clear. Get stash flush or clear flush. I think it's clear. There we go. Okay, so we're back to normal. Okay, that's cool. So we also, if we go back and look, we have a doctor command too. So if we do the, let's clear that up and do it again. Okay, so you see we ran the doctor command. It's telling you, okay, Python is okay, the get is found, this is found, and all the targets. and you got this alias, okay, it knows about, so basically gits can operate on your file. So let's go take a look at that file, the locations file. So where is that file located? In your config directory. So in my case it's .e, and we did s. We put one file out there. We put repository locations is the file that we put out there. And if we edit that file, and let's say, for example, we want to grab another repository and we want to throw it down here somewhere. Let's just grab something else. And just to show you how easy this is, to make it simple, so I don't have to do a whole lot of typing, we'll grab fugitive and we'll put that back down there in that group. So we're actually going to clone fugitive in 2 different locations. We get out of that. Okay, so now that we've modified our repository locations file, we want to go ahead and clone trap again, and we'll do the same command again, get s, clone, repository trap, and we want the verbose flag. So yes, they exist, boom, we brought it into the repository. So now that is in here, and I can see that repository is there. So if we do the delete command again, we're going to see that it will delete. We're going to see that it deleted that new repository. So fugitive is now gone. So get s and invim.s are both marked in the repository location file as do not delete. So notice Arch Linux though is marked do not delete false. So it's that flag can be toggled true or false. Anyway, that's pretty cool, I think. So if we go back to here and we do a gits help again, so we've looked at the clean, the clone, the convert. So what is the convert doing? That's a very special use case. That allows you to convert UTF 16 to UTF-8 files. I've been in some situations where I get repos that have UTF-16 files in them that they really should have been UTF-8, so I can run that. And if I run that command right now, it's not going to output anything because I don't have any files that meet that category. But the command is convert. Boom. Not clone, not clone, not clone. There's nothing to do. So if I cloned it first, now everything's cloned, right? Everything's there. And we get rid of the convert and we run the convert, there was no output. So it just tells you the name of the repository because I had the verbose flag. So if actions had actually happened, I may actually add the probably will add that as a feature similar to status. I'll probably tell you nothing converted. So for each repository location, I'll add that as a feature. So look for that in the next coming weeks. Okay, so get s help. Boom. All right, so we got clean, clone, convert, doctor, delete, list, pull, and status. Great. So we've done it. We've demonstrated everything. So let's get brutal. Okay, so when I say get brutal, I'm going to uninstall gits. If you want your repositories removed, then remove them first. So we'll just go ahead and do a gits delete. That's going to delete everything it can possibly delete unless it's been flagged for no deletion. So at this point, I'm going to bounce up a directory and I'm going to remove rm-rf trap. We're going to get rid of that dude. He's gone. And now we're going to uninstall the software itself. And I think we have an uninstall in here. There it goes. Boom. There it goes. Now, when we did the uninstallation, we removed, so you notice we actually put it into trap.gits as a hidden directory. So gits, it's gone. Great. .c. I do not delete your repository locations file. If you've taken time to create one of these things, I don't want to delete it. Let me show you what mine personally looks like. So my personal repository that I use for both professionally and for work is in my dot directories. And if we go in here and we look, go into the gits directory, you're going to see so I symlink .config gets to this file on my production machines. And epose, the sector's pretty big. So what we're going to do really quick is I'm not going to edit the file, but I'm going to show you. We're going to make a copy of it. So we're going to move that file over to .get. It would be config, sorry. And we're going to do the gits directory, and we're going to do that. And boom, gone. Now we're just going to run gits is gone, right? Gits is gone. We know that. We're going to reinstall gits. reinstall. And so we're going to do we're going to do a command R, and we're going to look for install. It's in the other window. Yeah, that's it. Okay, came back. All good. Now we're going to do a get s list, and we'll go ahead and do the verbose option. So you can see in mine is fairly large. So if we go back to the, where do we need to go? We go to the config directory, cd to the Gits directory, and there's the file. So I just overwrote what the system installed. So I've got, I got like 112 repos in here, right? So if you guys have seen other of my videos, you know I'm doing my folding stuff in here, but I got stuff in here that's, I'm pulling stuff from different GitHub repositories. Some are using HTTPS, some are using GitS as the protocol. Pretty robust, it works pretty well. So let's go back to our beginning of this thing, and let's go back a page, and let's make sure we got everything right. So we did the uninstall, we did the uninstall. We reviewed the repo location file. I demonstrated every command, asking for some feedback on whether or not I should delete the stash. Also would like some feedback on anything that you would like to see different with the command output in particular, because I'm trying to make it user-friendly, and I'm also trying to make it look really cool, so it's got a lot of uses of icons in it, so any feedback on that is appreciated. Hey everyone, thank you for watching. It's Father's Day, so for all of you out there that are watching that are fathers, happy Father's Day. I hope you're having a blessed day. May the Lord Jesus Christ bless you. Have a wonderful day. I'm Trapped. I'm out.